Google has gone completely mad with an insane Parasite SEO strategy that's completely free. Anyone with a Gmail account can sign up. They're posting these affiliate reviews on Google Groups, and they're getting massive traffic. So this is a Google group. It was a bit of a failed project from years ago. As you know, Alphabet's got all sorts of fingers in different pies, all sorts of different projects, and Google Groups is just one of those things that's never really taken off the ground. However, it's a Google property, it gets certain benefits, and lately this has been picked up by Parasite SEO. As we know, it's that wonderful trick where you can leverage the power of an existing platform and get traffic from it, and this has totally exploded in the last few weeks. So this single Google group is just ranking. So we've got Buy Magic Mushrooms in the US. It's number 2. Then we've got Alpiline. That's the top performing offer on ClickBank. We have ProDentim. That's a massive dental supplement. It's at number 4. Penis Envy Mushrooms, number 2. Another big supplement, number 1. Carrier Juice, Red Boost. These are all ClickBank products where the average affiliate commission is anywhere between $100 and $300 per sale. Now, is this one of those things that's just been sitting in the background and we've never actually been aware of it? This has all just taken off in just the last few weeks. So this one Google group, we've gone from about 200-300 visitors per month, right the way up to 700,000 visitors per month within the space of 1 month. So ever since the November core update, Google Groups, and particularly this one, have just taken off. And I think there's a mix there. Not only is the group getting advantage algorithmically from Google and getting more prominent placement, but therefore all these affiliates have discovered it, piled in, and basically spamming this group with their affiliate reviews. So this isn't going to last forever. I'm going to give you the link to this Google group so you can have a go with it, have a play around. You might end up doing very well out of it, given how some of these pages are ranking instantly. Of course, it's a Google platform, so that means you can be as brutal as you like with the off-page strategies. Google's going to index that very quickly, if not instantly. Off-page, you can be really aggressive with it. I'd recommend using a money robot blast, press releases, CTR manipulation. I'll leave all these tools in the description below. But you really can give this everything because Google is not going to take down Google anytime soon. So to get the link, to get the right Google group, it is this particular Mozilla Dev Platform Google group. So I'm going to copy that link and I'll drop it in an email to subscribers of my Ranking Revelations newsletter. So just go to seojesus.com, click on Ranking Revelations, sign up there. It's just your email address and first name. And I'm going to go right now and add this to the welcome email. So as soon as you sign up, this link will land in your inbox. You can then go and totally abuse this opportunity as everyone else is right now. But there's more. Everyone else, the other major change that's going on with Google at the moment is the release of Google Gemini, which people are hailing as a true competitor to ChatGPT 4. So you can actually access Gemini through Google Bard. So I've just asked Google Bard, is Bard on Gemini Pro now? And it says, yes, Google Bard is now powered by Gemini Pro, a new generative AI model. So as you know, I like to be actionable in all my videos, actually give you the insights rather than just talking about it. Let's actually do it. So we have this group, and now anyone who's got a Gmail account can join this group. Let's not go for every new message. Let's not send email updates. I don't want to receive all the spam that's going through this group. Link to my Google account profile. Let's take out that link because I don't want people coming after me. Display name. I'm going to change this to SEO Jesus. Let's join the group. Okay, now what do I want to promote here? We want to go up to new conversation. And I don't think there's a character limit to this, so I think we can do a full SEO Optimized Surfer article that's 3,000 words long or something like that. Don't forget, best way to understand what's working is just to go in and see what other people are doing. So, by Ambient Online, this is a great way to come across affiliate programs that aren't as widely known about and therefore aren't as competitive. So by keeping an eye on competitors like this, you can see they're all using these redirect links. Doesn't seem to be any limitation on stuffing loads of links into the article. So have a look through this. You might find some new affiliate opportunities you didn't even know about. Now, I'm always recommending affiliate SEO is always very competitive, and basically you've got loads of people who don't want the effort of actually building a business, who have got quite high SEO skills and are using those SEO skills to sell affiliate products. But I always say if you're an actual business owner, then you've got a huge competitive advantage there, because if you can get leads for your business, you're probably going to make more money than an affiliate anyway, and you have a natural moat there. You're not going to just have another business owner who's got the same strategy coming along and knocking you off immediately. Whereas these supplement reviews, you're going to have all these affiliates competing for the same supplement reviews, and it's not going to stick around very long. So very few businesses are actually smart enough to use Parasite SEO or even good, effective SEO for their own business. So I highly encourage, if you do have your own product, then make sure to do that. That's my number one advice for anyone who's concerned about the future of AI and SEO. And it's always go full stack, have your own product that you sell through SEO or whatever the future holds for SEO, rather than relying on third parties and just being a go-between, taking traffic from Google and sending it somewhere else. So I've got loads of projects on the go at the moment, from lead generation to services, and Parasite SEO is one of the strategies I sometimes employ for that. But again, I see it as more of a short-term thing, but let's have a play around and see what we can do. Now, one of my specialisms in SEO have been quite popular amongst cannabis companies, because lots of SEOs and marketing agencies actually struggle with the cannabis niche, whereas we seem to be quite good at it. We're able to get really good high-quality links in that niche without blowing the budget. And of course, it's a big emerging market, so loads of these firms are investing heavily in SEO services because they recognize that long-term value in building your evergreen empire. I normally say evergreen empire. I think it's even greener than normal in this case. But in this case, I want to dominate the marijuana SEO niche. So I'm going to take this top keyword. You can see there's a lot of volume here, and let's head over to Surfer SEO. So I'm creating a template for marijuana SEO. Just a reminder for those who aren't aware, Surfer is what we call a correlational SEO tool. Now, conventional SEO wisdom, certainly for the last 5 or 10 years, has been write 500 words and use your keyword a few times. That doesn't really cut it anymore. What you want to do is use a tool that actually goes through your competitors for each individual keyword and looks at all their commonalities. So it takes the best performing content, in terms of the content that seems to address the most and be the most comprehensive, and it'll crunch all that data. So the word count, the headings, and not just one keyword to include, but all these other keywords to include as well. Marijuana SEO is a really good example. Of course, we've got cannabis business, cannabis SEO. It's probably going to mention dispensaries, things like that. Now, what we're going to do is follow my usual ChatGPT process, but using the new Google AI. So there's a certain irony that I enjoy here, that we're going to use Google's Gemini Pro through Google Bard to post on the Google group to rank on Google and then sell some marijuana SEO services. I enjoy that irony. Let's have a go. So I'm going to do the exact same thing that I normally do with ChatGPT, which is we're going to copy all of these entities from Surfer. So these are all the recommendations. How long does this need to be? It needs to be about 2,000 words long. So start writing a 2,000 word article on marijuana SEO, promoting, I'll say subtly promoting, the services of SEO Jesus, because I'm not a sleazy sales guy. Include the following entities, the number of times indicated after /, and then I paste all of those in. Let's have a go. Now, one of the shocking things about Gemini and Bart is it's really quick, and that's not that surprising when we think not only about the immense resources of Google compared to OpenAI, but the fact that Google's main mission has got to be to replace Google search with Bard. And the issue, obviously, with ChatGPT in the past is it's quite slow and it's quite costly to process. So Google's whole future of AI depends on being able to create these AI responses in the fastest possible time and at the lowest possible cost. So it's really not surprising that I put in those requirements and it's just spat out that article in no time. And it seems a bit short. That's not 2,000 words. So as usual, we now say keep writing. Now, the interesting thing about this experiment is, of course, currently Google Gemini on Bard is free. And I expect, given Google's model, it probably will stay free, whereas GPT-4 I'm paying for with my subscription. That's a bit of a short response. Keep writing to make a longer form article. Now, while we're waiting for that, we can actually go and see how this content is performing in Surfer. It's doing the same thing as ChatGPT, opening with that very broad, flowery opening of in the ever-evolving landscape of cannabis. That's such a ChatGPT response. Generally, I say that you don't need to worry about AI detection and tools. A lot of them don't work. They still say that the Bible is AI generated, and then we'll totally ignore and say a ChatGPT article is human written. None of my stuff ever flags as AI written. But you do still get these very flowery sentences in the ever-evolving landscape of cannabis. So that's one way a human can actually tell AI content. So it's quite nice, well, not nice, but interesting that Google's Bard has actually done the exact same thing there. Let's go back and get that other section. Okay, so it seems like Gemini and Bard isn't quite as intelligent as ChatGPT in that I've said keep writing to make a longer form article, and it's basically started again. So I'm probably going to restart the article now. And this time it hasn't done a conclusion. So it looks like Gemini and Bard isn't quite as intelligent as ChatGPT. And having said keep writing again, it does seem to have just given me a snippet again, which isn't surprising considering that Bard's whole goal is just to provide that snippet, that summary at the top of search results rather than long form stuff. But for now, for the purposes of this test, I'm just going to take this as it is and see if we can optimize it. So we'll drop this in the bottom here. So far, content score very low, so it doesn't seem to be taking on board the Surfer recommendations as well as ChatGPT does. But don't forget, it's not putting in headings so far. We also don't have a H1. H1 should always be the keyword, or at least contain the keyword. So we're up to 54 now. Let's put in a few more headings. So it looks like Bard does take a bit more prompting. We've got some duplication here. Let's take out that conclusion. I always say aim for a minimum content score of 70 with Surfer. When doing Parasite, especially this Google Groups Parasite, you've got the advantage that you've got a really powerful site that you're posting on. So you probably don't need to have as good content, but if you can, then why not? Might as well aim for the best, give yourself the best chance of success. Here we can see the average score is 73. The top result is 84. So ideally, we do want to try and match that. So to do that, the next step now is we use Surfer's insert terms feature, and that will blast through and try and add in as many of these remaining terms as it can. So far it looks like Gemini and Bard has completely missed all those entities that we actually fed it with. So we'll have a go with insert terms, but maybe we actually have to start again using ChatGPT. Now, this is the same methodology we use for all my clients. I do a lot of mass autoblogging.ai content myself, but that's for experimental sites where the outcome isn't too important. It does seem like a lot of these AI sites that get a massive spike do tend to tank after 6 months. So that's a good first step, but I do recommend this process where you actually make sure you have a really high content score, because that ensures not only are you going for volume of content, but you're also fulfilling all those requirements. Google is just a machine, so people talk about write high quality content, but don't really say what high quality content actually is. And in Google's eyes, Google's basically just got to see if this particular article has addressed all these common topics that it can see are in its knowledge graph, are in all these articles that everyone else is posting. So if you have gaps, then there's a good chance Google's not going to rate that as high quality content. And ironically, Google Bard doesn't seem to be capable of writing high quality content. After all this, we're only up to 65. So let's fire up ChatGPT and we'll follow my more usual process. So I'm going to go back to Bard and just copy the same prompt. So that'd be a nice fair test. And now let's see how ChatGPT performs. Now immediately we're noticing just how much slower ChatGPT is. So it's quite interesting how you're seeing the different business models here, that OpenAI is obviously trying to basically build the best product, something people are actually willing to pay for. Whereas Bard, that's basically designed to be the future of Google. It just needs to be a summary. It's just a progression of the feature snippet that we've always seen in Google and all those other SERP features where you'll get these little shortcuts and summaries at the top of page 1. So it is slower, but you can see it knows to use actual headings, and overall it's just seeming much more comprehensive. It's less of a quick summary. So ChatGPT has already written pretty good long-form comprehensive article, but now we're going to say keep writing, and this should result in just an extension of the article. Yeah, so it's now gone beyond the basics, whereas with Google Bard we were just finding it just went and started writing the article again. It was really struggling with long form, whereas ChatGPT has come a long way in terms of mastering long form. Just while we're waiting for that to finish, just a reminder, go to SEOjesus.com, click on Ranking Revelations, and then in that welcome email, I'll make sure to put a link to that Google group so you can have an experiment with it and see if you can rank number 1 for your industry. Okay, this is now done, so let's copy the whole lot. Now go back to Surfer. So the best we could do was a content score of 65. Let's see how quickly ChatGPT can beat that instantly. So ChatGPT with no Surfer assistance is already at 67. So I've got all these headings just generally. Let's take out some of the formatting. We haven't even got it in it yet. So if we set this to H1, now we're up to 72. So we're getting in line with the average of 73. Now we'll use the insert terms feature, and that should take us over that top competitor of 84. So while we're waiting for that to process, I'm just going to create a little call to action. Rank your dispensary number 1 Google today at SEOjesus.com. And I'll just put in a text link to my apply page. Same for you. If you think you've got a high ticket business and you've got the budget, but you don't have the time to actually grind away and try and make this work for yourself, then visit that link and apply for a consultation. We are quite full, but if we think you're a good fit, we should be able to accelerate you through the waiting list. Right, that process is now done. We just do accept, 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 and we're up to 77. So still not at that 84 yet. You can go through and Surfer and work out where those content gaps are. How many words have we got? So we're only at 1,500 words. And I can see here there's a clear section on best marijuana SEO companies that we haven't covered. So let's go in here and say, now add 1,000 words, best marijuana SEO companies. Now this is of course going to involve talking about competitors. Now in my link building agency, we quickly found that links don't work if your content's not up to scratch. So for that reason, we've become much more of a 360 SEO agency in that, yes, we focus on delivering high quality backlinks because that's what most agencies struggle with. However, to make it more of a no-brainer for you, we do actually include content optimization as part of that. So that's content writing and improving your existing content to make sure your website is as good as it can be, to make sure those links actually have a really good impact. Now, because of that, we do sometimes end up mentioning competitors in the content, and clients do come back saying, we're not sure we want to promote our competitors in our content. But like I mentioned earlier, Google's always looking for this complete comprehensive content. And if it comes up in the related entities from a tool like Surfer, that there's all these competitor names that you should be including, then that's a good chance that Google actually looks for those competitors as a sign of the comprehensiveness of your article. The way I always like to explain this is if you had an article on best business coaches, you should probably mention Tony Robbins. Otherwise, your article is probably not complete, and Google is going to therefore flag it down. So generally, I do say if it's within the knowledge graph, within the entities that you should be including competitors, then I do generally recommend you do that. What we tend to do is bury them at the bottom of the article. So from a user experience perspective, they're going to see all your promo at the top, and they're never actually going to read the bit about your competitors at the bottom. But in the meantime, Google can see the competitors, it can see how comprehensive that article is, and therefore you rank higher, get more eyeballs on the top bit of the page, which is all about how great you are. So if we add this section in, that's now taken us up to 81. We can now reapply the insert terms feature because we've got another 1,000 words of content now. And now I'm just going to put this call to action a few more times throughout the content. Generally focus on the top third of the page. That's where most people will actually read and click. So again, we just go accept, accept, accept. So only a score of 81, but that's fine for now. You can see this has only taken me 10 minutes. If we take around the time I messed around with Bard. So now we'll head over to the Google group. Again, sign up for Ranking Revelations. I'll send you the link to this Google group. Now it looks like this doesn't support HTML, so all those headings are wasted, but who cares? The H1 is the most important one anyway, and that's going in the subject field, and then I think we're good to go. I'm not a robot. I am about to use a load of robots as a next step. Okay, so there's my article. SEOG is at the top, and my links seem to be working, so that's all good. Otherwise, long form article. So next step, I'd be willing to bet this instantly indexes anyway because it's a Google property, but just in case, I'm going to head over to one of my favorite tools, Omega Index. Getting all your pages to index is always a pain, especially if you're building links, in which case you can't really control what another webmaster does with their web page. So on your site, you can just submit your page to Search Console. On another website, if you've had a link placed, then it can be quite difficult to get that indexed. So when we're doing link building, we make sure to put all our links through Omega Index because there's no point building links if Google can't see them. So create a new campaign, Google group, and we'll put that through. But this next step will actually also help with that indexing process. And that is Money Robot. So Money Robot is basically a way to generate loads and loads of spammy links very quickly and easily. They're not high quality links, but we're sending these to a Google group, so it doesn't really matter. So we go new campaign, money site URL. Keywords to rank for is marijuana SEO. Create articles using the Money Robot builder, and it'll quickly build an article out of spin tags, which means each time it posts this article, it'll be slightly different. Again, it's not high quality. Don't use it on your own website, but you can use it on Parasite posts or third-party sites quite happily. So this is going to build loads of Web 2.0 spam. So we're talking things like Tumblr, Medium, all those pages, none of which pass that much power, but this is actually going to build several thousand of them very quickly. So never build those to your own website because that could end up with a penalty. But normally I say Google's not going to take down LinkedIn, Medium, one of those Parasite sites. It's definitely not going to take down its own Google groups. So we're going to hit this page hard. So I've gone for high competition blog network. This is all good to go. So we've got the keyword, we've got my link, start campaign. There's loads of tools out there for doing this kind of work like GSA, SEO Autopilot. They're all quite technical. They tend to break easily. Money Robot just works every time. You don't have to worry about proxies. You just slap it on your VPS and then it just works. So I'll leave a link below and you can get Money Robot for the best price. Now, next up is CTR manipulation. So I've gone into CTR Booster, and once again, I'm just going to put in my Google Group URL, project name, Google Group, keywords. I'm going to go back and get a load more keywords just to make it look more natural. So I want to use a load of these. There we go. And with Parasite, you can be pretty aggressive. When using this on your own website, you want to be very conservative. So take the total monthly clicks you get and send no more than 10% of those via CTR Booster. But Google Groups, they're getting loads of traffic anyway. So total visits, let's go for 5,000. Daily visits, let's take it up to about 80, put it between 50 and 80. When I ranked #1 in a Parasite SEO competition, that got quite a lot of traction. When I ranked for rhinoplasty North Korea, I was doing 50 clicks a day via CTR Booster, and I think that had more impact than the Money Robot Blast. Duration of visits, fine. We'll do probably mostly mobile search. So mixed search, let's do mostly mobile. Let's use a custom geolocation. Let's go for Toronto. So we'll take that latitude and longitude. Now we need to put it into the correct format for CTR Booster. So just plain numbers with a colon. 3 miles sounds good. We want to randomize the location. Let's take a 3-mile radius. Let's go for 50 points, generate. And that'll create a load of different locations around Toronto. And then we're good to go. So I do save project and activate. So that's the exact process, CTR Booster plus Money Robot. That is exactly how I was able to rank this page #1 for rhinoplasty North Korea in a highly competitive contest where loads of SEOs were piling in trying to rank. People were wondering what my strategy was. I was very open about that on YouTube. See my channel. Really very simple. It was just following the right steps. And I dominated #1 long after the competition actually ended. But LinkedIn's a good Parasite, but I think Google Groups is going to be much better just based on what we're seeing, where all these highly competitive supplements are ranking really well on Google. Now, the true trick with Parasite is not the easy win people think it is. You do need to power up that page, so done Money Robot, but if you're serious about it and you think you're getting some initial traction, I do recommend building high quality backlinks and probably some PBNs as well, just to power up your placement on that group. That's what you generally find with these Parasite sites. They do tend to be quite hit and miss, because if you've got loads of other Parasites piling in, posting these articles on these kinds of sites, then they're also building loads of links to them. And a lot of these PBNs are actually hidden links, which means all these supplement reviews, that whole website is going to be getting loads of power from all these PBNs for supplement reviews. And therefore, if you then post a supplement review, you get a benefit from that. So if you're coming in with a different niche, like in this case, marketing service, then often that doesn't quite line up so well. So have a look at what's already ranking, and there is power there, but remember there might be an unfair advantage to some of these competitive niches that are doing really well on that site. So once again, this Google group, absolute golden opportunity. I don't think it's going to last long. Sign up to Ranking Revelations. I'll send you the link. Let me know how you get on in the comments. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and hopefully we'll come back soon and see how this is performing for marijuana SEO. In the meantime, Google Bard powered by Gemini, not a big fan. I still stick with Surfer plus ChatGPT. Like I'm always saying, you don't need the latest tool. Often you just need the right tool that works. Money Robot isn't the best tool for this, but it's quick, it's easy, and it works for me. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you soon.